Getting to Graps with.
Oh, Aiden,
Yo.
we're going to have to talk about it, aren't we?
What?
The biggest thing that happened in wrestling last week, or the biggest disappointment that's happened in
Oh,
wrestling so far
okay.
this year. Let's just get it
Uh,
over with. Let's just close our eyes, discuss it for like 2 minutes because it's been done to death. Go.
which one are you talking about?
Wait, there was more than one disappointment this week.
I'm trying to think. You're talking about the ring, aren't you? The exploding ring.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I'll be completely honest, and I don't want to be that guy, but I honestly wasn't expecting much when I saw that it was taking place in the same venue.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like with crowds.
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
they've got a crowd. They're in the building they're normally in. They're not going to do like a monster explosion because there are fans there, and they had the rest. So when it did go off as a dud, I was like, I kind of liked it. If they didn't have the sparklers, I would have liked it a lot more. But I think the sparklers and that gave the. I don't know. They're handling it well though.
oh yeah, they've done the best they can to remedy it, but yeah, it just
But
seems like the perfect opportunity to not do it in the arena. I mean, you didn't have to do a cinematic match, can you? But you could have been like, "Oh, we're going to a special location because we don't want to
yeah,
endanger fans," and that would have
yeah.
been a great way to do it.
Um, there have been some great videos on Twitter of it. I can't wait to see it on like the AEW network when they, I don't know, put in the explosion from Independence Day over it instead.
Oh, did you ever watch Wrestling Society X?
Did I? Let me just
It
quick.
was very similar to Lucha Underground, but what they used to do, they used to have like ridiculous matches like piranha matches and electrocution matches and
Oh,
exploding matches and stuff. And they would literally, yeah, they would completely do special effects over the top. And
okay.
it didn't actually look like that. Well, it looks better than AEW's would. So that would be a good way to retcon it.
Yeah, yeah.
But then they've also said that the ring, you know, John Moxley's
It
come out
was.
and said, "What the fuck was that? That's a terrible explosion." Ah, Impact must have paid for the explosion. So
I did like that. Yeah, they've handled it well, but yeah. I wasn't one of those people who expected, I don't know, them to be covered in ash by the end of it. But
I
yeah,
had
that
no
is
idea what they were going to do, but they built it up so much, and like I remember thinking, like I watched the pretty much the pay per view in its entirety, which is a rarity for me nowadays, and I remember thinking to myself, "Wow, AEW makes me love wrestling again. AEW is great. This has been a great pay per view. All the matches have been good and well paced."
Yep.
And just to throw it away in like the last 30 seconds, and now nobody's going to remember anything else really from the pay-per-view except the last
Yeah,
bit.
shame. It is a shame that that's what people are going to take away from it because it's actually done really well. I think they said it's the best-selling wrestling pay-per-view since like 1999 that wasn't a
Yeah,
WWE.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's drawn in a lot of people. It's just yeah. And you know that next time they do one because they're gonna want to do a proper one now to make up for it, aren't they? In like 3 years' time, and you know it's just gonna be, uh, yeah, I don't know, but
but
that's the thing that happened, and it
yeah,
will be talked about for like a couple weeks, and then everyone's gonna forget about it. I think.
I hope so. Cool. Right. Well, we've got that out of the way. We've got it out of the system. Fine. Great. I'm like, you know what I love about this podcast is that we don't review like Raw and SmackDown and all the
Yeah,
other boring stuff that everybody else has probably talked about a million times this week. So
same,
yeah,
same.
let's move on to our actual topic this week.
Well, should we do the usual like what have you been watching things apart from like a whole pay per view? Have you done much?
What this week? I watched. Oh, I finished watching WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Did you see any of that?
No, I don't have Disney Plus.
Man, you gotta get on the
I
Disney
I
Plus.
I saw like a trailer, I think, and I was like, I have no clue what this is about.
No, neither did I. I went in completely blind.
Is it good? Because I haven't heard
Yeah.
anyone say it was good or bad. Everyone's just kind of like, it's there.
Yeah, it took a while to get going. because I don't know, it's in the trailer. The whole shtick is like, oh, they're stuck in a stereotypical sitcom from the '60s, and then gradually like goes through each decades of sitcom that's shot in that style. And for like the first entire episode, like you're like, after 10 minutes, you're like, yeah, I get it. They're stuck in a sitcom, and it actually plays out for like a proper sitcom for like 20 minutes, and you're just kind of.
Has it got a laugh track?
Yeah. I want to say it does.
Okay.
After the first like 1.5 episodes, it does pick up pace and very enjoyable, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going in there expecting like, I don't know, like the best of the MCU level entertainment, you're probably going to be disappointed. But it's only a short season; like the episodes are short. And life hack that I've found recently. I don't know if you do this. If you, depending on how much you're enjoying something, you can up the play speed of a video to like 1.2 or 1.3, and it cuts out like you spend like way less watching a movie or TV show. And
I did do that once for something, I can't remember what, but yes, yeah, that's strange.
Because sometimes you don't want to give up on a TV show. You're not super into it, but you are kind of enjoying it. But it takes up too much time. You know, if you can cut down those extra like 5-10 minutes of watching a TV show or a movie, that's pretty awesome. And it doesn't take away from anything if you're only upping the speed by like 1.2 or 1.3 times the speed. So I'd recommend that. What else have I watched this week? I watched a movie. 13 Samurai.
Is that the
no, sorry, 7 Samurai.
Which one's
no, wait.
13 Samurai is the Keanu Reeves one, isn't it?
Yeah, 7 Samurai from the 1950s. I get mixed up with 13 Assassins. Yeah, it inspired the Magnificent Seven, which is basically the Western version. Yeah,
I do like that film. I like Kurosawa's films. I've got a box set of his stuff.
It's great.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
A lot. I think the vast majority of like the popular westerns were adaptations of Kurosawa's samurai films.
Yeah.
So like Yojimbo is the.
I watched Yojimbo the week before, and that was freaking awesome as well.
Yeah. What's his? He does. Is it Throne of Blood?
I haven't heard of that one. Could be.
Let me just have. I'm on his Wikipedia now, trying to go through his, because he either did like samurai films or like gangster films. They're like creative works. Here we go. Yes, Throne of Blood. That's a really good one. And there's a scene where there are arrows flying at this dude while he's against a wall, and they use actual arrows.
God, he's got a huge filmography. Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Yeah. Hidden Fortress is what inspired Star Wars.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, which one do you think I should? Which one would you recommend I watch next?
They're all good, to be honest. Whichever one you feel like appeals to you most. I'd say read like the brief plot synopsis. Like Hidden Fortress is pretty much, Star Wars. It's about two people who has to escort a man and a woman across enemy lines.
And there's a giant death station that's going to blow up.
Yeah, but like you can watch it and you're like, oh, these two peasants are clearly C-3PO and R2-D2, and this is clearly Luke Skywalker, and that's Princess. It's really strange, but yeah, they're really good. Like they hold up well for like 50s black and white samurai films.
Nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I've been watching, and wrestling wise, as I say, the AEW pay-per-view, which was excellent in my eyes until the last 30 seconds. Also, I really love the cinematic match they did. Probably the best cinematic match I've ever seen.
Did you see Shaquille O'Neal's match?
That was that the week before? Yeah, I did.
It
We
was the
went through
same
the
week it was
table
on
with Cody.
Dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another really good celebrity match.
Mm.
You can pretty much put any celebrity in a match and pull it off if you're careful, and they did really well with that.
If you're Cody Rhodes, you can.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, how about you?
I went through a big string of watching like 90s action films. So I watched the whole Matrix trilogy because I'd never seen it all the way through.
Think?
Yeah, yeah, it's there. I don't know. It was okay. I didn't regret watching it.
Should have watched it on 1.5 speed or 1.4 speed.
I did at one point just realize I'm just watching nothing at one. But Monica Bellucci,
Oh,
that
yeah,
saved the
she's in the
film.
second one. Yeah.
She's in the second and the third, and I was like, my heart. So that was worth it. I watched what else? I watched the whole Blade trilogy.
Oh, love
Which
Blade 1 and 2. Didn't
Blade
have
One
seen the
and
third
Two.
because apparently it's awful and I don't want to ruin it for myself. So,
Yeah, it's not like horrible, but it is like, why are these like? There's just a lot of unnecessary. Triple H is in it.
yeah.
There's a lot of just unnecessary characters, and why is this? And yeah, but Blade 1 and 2 are so fantastic, and Wesley Snipes is like such a good actor, and like people forget that that is what kickstarted. Like people say Iron Man kickstarted the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Blade is actually kind of
Yeah.
what did it.
It was Blade
Because
and then X-Men, I think.
yeah, because at the time superhero movies were like doing dreadful business, but Blade was the first one to be like, no, you know, people are still interested. You just have to make them good.
Yeah, and that was 18 rated as well. So the fact that it did so well, it's even more impressive.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I watched Air Force One.
Oh, another great one with old Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it was a bit too, America for me towards the end,
Yeah.
but it's like Die Hard on a plane. It's fun. It's dumb fun. Yeah, apart from that, wrestling wise, New Japan Cup's underway. That's been fun. And yeah, that's about it really.
Anybody we know
Uh,
personally in the New Japan
Okan,
Cup?
just spoilers. Okan has just been eliminated.
Ah,
He had his hair tied to a barricade and had to cut it off to get back into the ring before the 20 count.
that's awesome. I've never heard
Yeah.
of anybody doing.
But he had an awesome match with Naito. Yeah, that's about it wrestling wise. But we do, like you say, we do have a topic and we do have notes for once.
Yeah. I sometimes put some effort in, like the last 15 minutes before we start this podcast.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody what our topic is this week?
I don't know how I thought about it. But yeah, it's wrestling and music because the two do go hand in hand so well.
You do.
I honestly don't know what made me think about it. Oh no, I do know. I was talking to a mate and they mentioned, I think it was Volume 4, the album. And I was like, I do still have 2 WWE albums that I got when I was like a teenager. But yeah. So where did you want to start with this topic then?
We could start at the very beginning. Actually, let's go with the first wrestling music CD that'll make you feel old that you bought, which I assume is Volume 4, which would be slap bang in the middle of the Attitude Era.
Was that yours, was it?
I don't think actually, no, that's not true. I did own one wrestling CD. I can't remember what it was. It was the one with the dude on the front where he looks like he's been shot.
Let me.
Aggression, I want to say.
Ruthless. Oh yes, it's like the glass that's shot. Yeah.
No, it wasn't that one. I've just looked. No, it was the one after that. Where it came next.
Good preparation here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aggression 2.
Okay, as No, it was WWE. The Music Theme Addict, apparently it was called. I didn't realize that. Volume 6.
Okay, what was on that then?
And that had stuff like.
Oh yeah, the one where it looks like the dude's getting dragged to like. Oh, no.
It's awful.
I have no idea.
It had like Evolution's theme, the SmackDown Rise Up theme.
Oh, this was like
Christian's theme.
2004.
Yeah, it's quite a late one. I think it's the only CD I ever owned.
Oh wow. Hi, dude. Hi, right. Hi.
Is it Paul Heyman who did the lyrics? That sounds like Paul Heyman.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So yeah, but your first one was number 5.
No, my first one was Forcible Entry.
Oh, that was an absolute banger. But yeah, my mate had that.
Yeah.
When we were quote unquote backyard wrestling, we would use that to play our entrance themes.
Yeah, so that was, if anyone doesn't know, it was basically a cover album. So they just asked a bunch of bands to cover wrestlers' existing music.
Yeah.
So I think it was like one Christmas I got 3 albums, and that was one of them. So you had like, it was Kid Rock doing Stacy Keibler's theme, and Drowning Pool covered, I think, Chris Benoit's, and Creed did one, and Disturbed did.
Oh, Disturbed did Steve Austin's. And that one, in my opinion, remains one of the best themes of all time, and definitely my favorite Steve Austin version.
Oh, yeah. I was wrong, actually. It was Our Lady Peace that did Benoit's theme. But yeah, that was a great CD. So I got that at the same time as there was an album called The Music of Tough Enough, which wasn't really a wrestling album. It was just, a hard rock metal soundtrack for the TV show.
Yeah.
And then the same Christmas I got, I think it was Anthology. It was like a 3-disc set, and it had the music of the Hulk Hogan era, the Attitude era, and then the mid-2000s era. And
so like Ruthless Aggression.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
It had the DX, like any decent theme you wanted was on it. And I'm pretty sure like 7 of the tracks in the album were Undertaker songs, because he had so many. Like he had his original, his Attitude era, the Ministry of Darkness one, You've Done It Now without lyrics.
Oh god,
Dead Man Walking. Yeah. But yeah, it just had like the most random stuff. And yeah, fun fact about Forcible Entry, when I first started training with Rev Pro, that used to be on the quote unquote sound system of the training area. So that's what we used to train to, was
on continuous loop. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hyped me up massively.
Yeah. There's some really good songs on that. And they had Matt Hardy's theme on there, did they? Yes.
His version 1.
Yeah.
V1 theme, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Snap a Tornado. Right for
so good. Yeah, that's a great album. I've got the Wikipedia thing here. It had the Turn the Tables, yeah. Did it have Matt Hardy's theme? Oh yeah, Ride of Your Life. Oh no. Live for the Moment, that was it. Yeah, that was a great album. But yeah, so the first wrestling song I remember hearing, probably because it was like one of the first wrestlers I ever saw, was Kane.
Oh, and that's a standout tune. He's always had that. He's pretty much kept the same-ish theme throughout his entire career. Unless you count the Finger 11 version, but even the Finger 11 still has that twang.
Yeah, it's the same riff. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first watched it was the one where the music would play for a bit, then it'd go quiet, then the explosion and that.
And the explosion would always give Jim Ross a heart attack. Yeah. I remember when they moved the announcer's desk up onto like the Raw stage. It was so funny when any pyro go off. You'd hear like Cade's like sometimes like the pyro would go off before the music. Bang! And you just hear Jim Ross go. Argh! God damn it.
Yeah.
Probably took some years off his life. Just the shock of the virus.
I know it'd do it to me, like just the anticipation. But yeah, I just remember that because that was like music plays like a super important part in just establishing the character, especially Kane's music like that establishes who he is before he even gets in the ring.
Yeah, it sounds like a monster serial killer. Something's coming to get you theme. It's beautiful. Thank you, Jim Johnson.
It also works as when he's a babyface because it sounds like a badass monster theme as well.
Yeah, especially for like guitar riff.
Yeah, so it can work as both scary or badass, which is hard to do. But yeah, it was Jim Johnson, wasn't it? For like,
well, he's the granddaddy of pretty much every wrestling theme ever. I mean, well, he must have made hundreds of wrestlers' themes over the years.
Yeah, when did he start? I think it was like 80 something, wasn't it?
Must be. Yeah, I remember he did Vader's, so that's got to be early 90s.
His first album was the wrestling album from 1985.
There you go.
Fun fact, one of the first wrestling albums to come out in the UK was it WrestleMania the album?
Oh, which produced by
Simon Cowell.
Yep.
So Simon Cowell owes his success to wrestling. I'm sorry, wrestling. I feel like wrestling needs to apologize to the world for giving Simon Cowell success. So I'm sorry, world, on behalf of wrestling. But yeah, which we're gonna come to this later, aren't we? About like modern wrestling music, and why it's not as memorable. Which I read a study about music and why people find certain songs from certain times more appealing. And it was basically when you're a teenager, you know, you're going through many significant moments in your life. And obviously the music you're listening to becomes a soundtrack for those experiences. So the reason you like certain albums from when you're a teenager is because you listen to them as these significant events were happening. So obviously when you get older, you look back on them with fondness. So that's why the wrestling things we listen to now are from our teenage years, because those are our informative years. So if we were teenagers now, we would find the wrestling music of now to be more appealing, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you kind of like find your favorite bands, surely most people do in their teenagehood or late teens, early teens, and they're like, oh, only music was as good as it was back then.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think wrestling music now is worse than it was, maybe objectively. But the reason I don't look at wrestling music fondly now is probably just for that reason. But there is some good wrestling themes going on now.
Oh yeah, there's some absolute bangers now.
Yeah, but like I think a lot of people complain about, is it CFOS? I don't know how they pronounce their name.
$CF capital OS.
Yeah, like
Smiley.
people complain that they make bad music, but I think it's purely for that reason. It's not nostalgic to them. But
yeah,
they've done some
themes. You've got to realize they've made 90% of the roster's themes, so you can't expect all of them to be bangers. They do a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
And Jim Johnson's made some pretty generic sounding themes as well.
Well, like how many themes sound like Chris Benoit's theme? Like Ravens.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. Like if you asked me to hum Raven's theme, I wouldn't be able to. I would just simply hum Chris Benoit's theme.
I would just make crow noises.
Yeah. Yeah, what was your first wrestling theme that caught your attention?
I think it'd probably be Kane's as well, actually. It stands out. Either Kane or Undertaker's, I think.
Oh, yeah. Which theme was it when you first started watching?
I think it would be his like corporate ministry-ish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
For me, I started watching when he came out to Roland.
Oh, yeah.
me being the white boy that I am, I was listening to Limp Bizkit a lot then, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was the same. It hyped me up. I loved it.
Yeah.
Looking back, it kind of seems cheesy now, but man, yeah. Like, and that leads me on to my other thing. Like, have you ever seen a good live performance of a wrestling theme? Because I struggle to think of anything, like any band that's played a wrestler to the ring live that's actually
Cult
been
of
good.
Personality from that WrestleMania 28 or 29, whichever one it was.
It's like, I can't remember that.
It
I
was
don't remember it
Living
being
Colour,
awful, but
CM Punk
yeah.
versus Undertaker. It was good. But yeah, it's hard because you have to, like, miking a band is completely different to like anything. NXT tend to get them okay. I remember Code Orange were good.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Thanks, you've done some.
I remember when I was going to see Takeover London, and everyone around the building when we were queuing up was like, "Who's going to be the live band?" And like people were like, "Oh, I saw Lemmy walk into the building, so we're getting emotional." And I was like, "What?" And then during the show, like, no live performance. So that was funny. But I kind of was like, remember when they did, was it WrestleMania 17 and he didn't know the lyrics, so you just kept saying the
Yeah.
game.
I am the game. I am the game. I am the
Oh,
game. Tell
I
me
am the
something. I
game.
am the game.
I love
Wait,
that
it's
one.
your own song. You.
Yeah, that was great.
But apparently, the rumor was that Lemmy absolutely hated doing wrestling themes. Although he made 3 of them. He made Triple H's,
Yeah,
what was it, 2? Or maybe he's made
he did King
King
of
of
Kings,
Kings,
the game,
obviously
and
the game,
Evolution.
and Evolution. There wasn't another.
Um,
No, that's it. That's it. Yeah. But still, you make 3 of them. You know, how can you
yeah.
complain?
Um,
I used to get annoyed when people at shows would like shout at him, "Play the game, play the game." They never played that live.
yeah.
Poor Motorhead.
Oh, he did Line in the Sand as well. Oh, where's it?
That's Evolution.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And those are all great themes as well. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't know why he was so annoyed by it. But
I don't know. Probably got his reason. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The first one I remember seeing was Survivor Series 2002, when they're coming out in Madison Square Garden, and it cuts to, I think, was it
WWE
Puddle of
New
Mud?
York
Yeah,
playing.
Chris Jericho's theme,
Oof.
King of the World, when he changed it to that for like one
Yeah.
pay-per-view. Yeah, that was weird. They tend to be quite bad, but apparently, from what I've heard, like people who are at the venues always like, "Oh, no, I'm glad they have the live performances because it, breaks it up from all the non-stop wrestling."
Yeah, that's a good point.
But again, at home, you're just in the mood to watch the next match. So, yeah. Can you think of any standout performances?
Not off the top of my head. Okay, hold on. I need a pee break. But as I go for a pee, I will try and think of some.
Okay. Yo.
Okay, I thought of one or a few.
What?
And they're actually not bands per se, but I don't know if you remember Drew McIntyre got played to the ring. I think he's had it done a few times, where he's got like a live bagpipe band, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
They march into the ring. That's cool. And Sting's WrestleMania entrance. I don't even remember, with the drums.
Oh yes, the taiko drums. Yeah.
Taiko drums, yeah, that was epic sounding. And
Yeah.
also Nakamura had like a live strings kind of band, I guess you call it.
Oh yes, yeah.
Playing
He's
for the
had quite
ring.
a few, didn't he? Because he
Yeah.
had that one. Yeah. Was it Nita Strauss, the
Rings a
guitarist,
bell.
playing
Yeah.
into the ring that one
Yeah,
time?
yeah, could be.
Yeah.
So not so much like bands per se, but like musicians. Yeah, definitely they do a good job.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah. NXT tended to have the better ones, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's a smaller venue and it's easier to set up the acoustics. I don't know. I'm just
Uh, Possibly. Yeah, and I feel like Triple H is a big metalhead, so he wants it to sound good as well.
yeah, that's very true. He loves this.
As opposed to just get the band on and no one really cares. Yeah,
So your favorite entrance theme of all time? Go on, hit me with it.
that was going to be my next question as well, actually, because it's hard to pick just one.
Yeah, there's just oh come on, there's
But
like thousands upon thousands.
if I'm at a show and I want to hear it, it's Minoru Suzuki's theme,
Ooh,
which is the greatest theme to be in the venue for. Like every time it starts at York Hall, you can feel people buzzing to sing along. I don't know if you've heard it.
no, I've never heard it.
It's got like a quiet, slow build. Then the theme starts and the singer kicks in. And then as the first verse ends, she yells out this phrase, and everyone in the building always yells it along with her.
Yeah.
It's the best. And like when it was Royal Quest, he main evented, and you had like the 7,000 people all yelling it at the same time.
Oh, that sounds
And
incredible.
yeah, it was. It was like yeah, Minoru Suzuki sort of stopped when he got in the ring and was like, oh wow, that's way louder than normal. I love that. Jushin Thunder Liger's theme is just catchy as hell. It's like 90s superhero pop, I
Yeah,
guess.
I was gonna say almost like Power Ranger-ish music.
Yeah.
Suits him, yeah, brilliantly.
Who else is really good? Nakamura's one was pretty damn good. Gangrel.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
I'm trying to think who was my favorite when I was a kid. Which one did I listen to the most? What about you?
I'm just going to my Spotify because I've got a playlist that is all essentially wrestling themes.
Okay.
Yeah, Triple H's The Game, of course, is a absolute banger. That, as I said before, Disturbed's cover of Steve Austin's theme,
Yes.
absolutely brilliant.
I liked the remix of Rob Zombie's Never Gonna Stop for Edge. Oh, Metalingus.
Yeah,
Ultra
it's like,
Bridge.
was that a song before they gave it to
Yeah.
Edge? Well, now
Yeah,
I just associate that with Edge now. Like,
oh, fucking Killswitch Engage for CM Punk.
oh, this fire, yep, that's on my on my playlist as well.
Yeah, I fucking love it. And Cult Personality. I prefer This Fire Burns because I was a massive Killswitch fan. Then I heard it and I was like, yes. Did
They
you see the one time it was used for
Randy
Randy
Orton,
Orton?
yeah.
Yeah. And he comes out and he's walking glacial pace. And it's like, yeah, this really suits him.
I'm trying to think of any non-WWE themes that are absolute bangers. I mean, there's a lot of ECW themes that were amazing. They're just like amazing songs, but they're just like
Pantera's Walk.
Yeah, Pantera's Walk, Sandman, MC Sandman. Oh, hey, the Dudley Boys theme is pretty good as well.
Yeah. Who's got good in AEW? I like Cody Rhodes' theme. People complain about that, but I like Cody Rhodes' theme.
Oh, it's very self-indulgent, but oh my goodness, it's amazing. Battle Cry by Kenny Omega. It's freaking incredible.
Judas.
Judas, of course, sung by old Chris Jericho. And The Butcher and the Blade. Absolute banger, because the Butcher, of course, is the lead guitarist of, remind me.
I want to say As I Lay Dying.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Say that, yeah. Who else is it?
Lucha Brothers got a great theme. Sean
Spears.
Sean Spears has an incredible theme.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible theme. Always gets me pumped. Oh, Eddie Kingston is probably my favorite theme currently.
Oh, yeah.
World. Oh, it's so good. It suits him so well.
Try to think who else on the indie has like a read. Oh, Dan Maloney has a great one.
never heard it.
It's a metal cover of, I think, Dizzy Rascal's "Pow."
Awesome. I
It's
haven't heard it. It's on
that's it's on
YouTube or
YouTube, I
somewhere.
think.
Oh, people. I'll check that out.
You'd have to, yeah. Let me see if I can find this, but yes. Sorry, Lethal Bizzle cover by a guy called Timothy James. It's just "Pow." If you put "Pow" metal cover, it's there, and it's so good. I'm trying to think guys on Rev Pro that had really good themes, because there are some, I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Oh, Mad Kirk, come on.
I don't want to give him that compliment because he wouldn't. He just, yeah, that is a good one though. It's an annoyingly good one.
Dirty Dave, which is
Uh,
essentially just a cover of
Park Life.
Park Life, but with Dirty. It's great though. It's really well.
Oh, Tetsuya Naito. He has a great theme.
Never
It's
heard
like
it.
electronic. A lot of the New Japan guys have themes that really suit them. Which I think was going to be one of the topics, was what makes a good wrestling theme.
What does make a good wrestling theme, Aiden?
It
Well,
needs
really,
to
it's pretty
fit,
straightforward. Yeah,
it needs to fit the character.
Yeah.
Like if I could, I would come out to BFG from the Doom soundtrack, but I'm not that character, because that is I don't know if you know the song.
Which one? BFG Division?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a few absolute banging Doom songs, but
yeah. But it's like, if I came out to BFG Division, no one's going to buy that, are they? Because, that's the kind of song that, I don't know, who would come out to that?
Me, because I strongly considered coming out to do music.
Like, yeah, it needs to fit, because there's like lots of songs that I'd like.
What did you come out to the last time you had a choice in what you came out to?
I've never come out to my own music that I wanted.
You've never come out to your own music?
No, every time it's been like, oh, this song. Like, I came out one time and it was, what's his name? Is it Killian Dane in WWE? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I came out to his theme one time because they were like, this could work. And then they were like, oh, no, we'll try this song. Oh, we'll try this song. And then when it was me and Will as the Weasels, we came out to Sex Pistols. Because, I have no clue why. And then when I had my singles match with Dan McGee, I came with a song, which was like I call it douche rock, which I think would have suited my character. But they were like, no, we've got this.
Oh, where did you find your douche rock song? Was it like a non-royalty song, or?
I think I went on Spotify and typed douche rock, and there was a song called "Born This Way," which is like this dude just singing about how he's great because he was made that way and things. I was like, oh, that's douchey as hell. I'll use that. Yeah, but then I went to Andy and I was like, this song, and he went, no, I've got this song for you. And obviously, if you come out to a song you've never heard, it's hard to make an entrance.
Yeah, he did that to me as well. And I never heard it. He didn't even like listen to it before you played it. He was just like, no, I've got something for you. It's going to be great. And I actually really liked it. And I have no idea if anybody's listening who knows what music they gave me in my match against Belov. Please let me know, because it's quite a banger, but I can't. I have no idea how to find it, and because there's no lyrics, I can't really Google it. So
you can't Spotify it. Sorry, not Spotify, Shazam.
Does that actually work?
Yeah, I've done that with wrestling themes.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll give that a try and see if I can find
it. That's only if it's like on a digital store place, though.
I think this might be too obscure, royalty-free music, but it might work. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've never actually come out to music which I've wanted. What was my? I've had songs in the past, but I change it every now and then. But I've never actually had a wrestling theme. But I think when you're a kid, everyone sort of has like a theme where they're like, I'd come out to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was yours?
Well, the last one I came out to, where I had a choice of what I came out to, this wouldn't have been my first choice as a kid, but I came out to Back in Black, because it was a
Ben.
small venue with obviously families. I thought, oh, there's going to be mums and dads, and there's going to be kids. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I come out to Back in Black, the dads and maybe the mums are going to know that. It's AC/DC, it's quite old, but also it's used in Iron Man, so the kids are going to recognize it as well. So, and it has the word black in it. So boom, I was like, perfect. That'll get cheap pop, and got a bit of a cheap pop, and it's a bit of a clap along song too as well.
Yeah.
Everybody can stomp their foot to it. So yeah, I was kind of going for a cheap pop, and I did get a little bit of a cheap pop. But it wouldn't have been my like first choice. I don't really think it suits my character that much.
Yeah, that'd be more of like a Southern wrestler style, I think.
Yeah. But if I was going to go with a song that I would actually want to like come out to, probably be Guardians of Asgard by Amon Amarth, I think.
Oh, I'm on Earth, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Nice.
the Five Finger Death Punch cover of Mama Said Knock You Out. Because both those themes just scream, oh my God, this guy's going to kill you. Run.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, I want to get across my character. Or any of, like, as I say, the Doom BFG division, something that's rip and tear. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Rip and Tear's fucking great.
Mm.
I think we did a entrance theme seminar, and one of the songs on the playlist they had for that was Rip and Tear. I don't know if you were there for that, way.
No, it sounds amazing.
It was Dean Ayers, and he would put on songs, and we'd have to like rehearse our entrance.
Awesome.
And you'd basically just stand outside the school. He'd play the song really loud, and then you'd make your entrance in front of everyone. It was kind of embarrassing because it's like,
but it sounds silly, but it's something like you don't ever get a chance to, practice ever, really.
Yeah, but it's like, let's get pumped up, not to wrestle. I felt.
I don't know about you, but like coming out, like it's just something you don't practice. So except in your head. So when you do come out, you kind of like, what do I do with my hands? Am I walking the right way? Am I in time with the music? Did I come out too early? Did I come out a bit too late?
Yeah.
There's that stereotype of the young indie wrestler who has like the theme that they're really hyped to come out to, and they're like, but they've got to let the intro play like 30 seconds before they come out, and it's really kind of self-indulgent. Don't be that guy.
They always come out and they go, "Come on, baby!"
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I lied. I have come out to a theme once. I did get to pick a song when I wrestled for Rishi.
Oh, really? What was it?
I came out to Ghost, Missionary Man. Which I don't.
I probably reckon. Yeah, I know Ghosts, so I would probably recognize it, but I wouldn't know.
It's the one that starts with "I was born the original sinner. I was born from original sin." It's got like a really sort of, I don't. If anyone's listening, Ghost, Missionary Man. That was my entrance theme for that one show. No, I liked that one. That one worked for me because it's about a guy who thinks he knows everything and has a message for the people. And I was like, yeah, that suits my douchiness. And it's got a cool riff to it. And it's got like, you want to have like the 5 to 10 second build up at the beginning, don't you? To get people hyped, and then you make your entrance. I think what you're talking about when you were talking about the generic entrance was when people have like a 30 to 1 minute build up.
It's really like self-absorbed. No, wait for it. This is going to be great. It's going to be great. And then they walk out and just like, kind of like,
who are you?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Like you can pull that kind of stuff off if you're, the freaking Undertaker or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're a young guy on the indies, just don't take up that extra time.
Yeah, like it sounds harsh, but like me and you think this, don't we? It's like no one knows who we are. No one cares.
Absolutely.
When you're at shows at a beginning level, no one cares who you are or what you're doing. They just want to see the good guy win.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do as much complicated stuff or make self-indulgent all you want. But in the end, if the babyface doesn't win, they don't care. So don't pick a song that has a 1 minute intro, because all you're going to do is annoy the parents, who are then going to want to leave early.
So what advice would you give for a young rookie picking their entrance theme?
Try to be as objective as possible.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like a lot of guys, as you say, it's self-indulgent. Like have their heart set on this entrance theme, but it doesn't really suit their character at all. You've got to take a step back and say, okay, this is who I am. What would I come out to? Like a lot of small, skinny guys coming out to like heavy metal, badass music, and the guy comes out and he's like 130 pounds soaking wet. It doesn't flow. It doesn't match.
If you're going to be a high flyer, you need like a high energy, sort of like
Will Ospreay's. Music is a perfect example. Yeah, really suits him.
Think about your character first, and it has to suit your character. Like the song I picked, what's it called? Born This Way, I think it was called. I would never listen to that song because it annoys me. But for my character, of course he'd pick a song that would annoy people because he wants to annoy people. Like I'm sure the Hurricane, when he came out to his theme, he was like, man, this is lame. But for the superhero character he was,
perfect.
Yeah. Just because a song's good doesn't mean it would make a good wrestling song.
Yep.
I
remember sometimes it does, like Enter Sandman.
Sometimes it can.
Song. But of course,
I remember, I think when I was a teenager, I really liked Hybrid Theory, and I was like,
Linkin Park.
Yeah, and I was like, One Step Closer. That'd be a great. That doesn't make a good entrance theme. Yeah. What about you? You got any advice for people trying to pick a song?
No, as we said, just be objective as possible. Don't have a ridiculous 30, 40-second intro. Just make sure it suits your character. And the only thing I'd say is don't have like a super like heavy generic, because obviously we're wrestling in the bingo halls and the community centers and the acoustics are awful. And if you pick like a super death metal, really fast paced song, it just sounds like noise. Like you can't pick out any of the individual notes. It needs to sound distinctive. And like, even if it's on a terrible sound system, you need to be able to pick out the main beats and notes and the riffs.
And I think if you are a baby face, then you can get away. Like some people don't want to use the most generic songs, like sorry, someone's at my door. 1 second.
Go for it. Who was it?
Argos.
I know. There's a huge package. Oh man, how awesome is it just like getting any parcel?
It wasn't for me. That's from a neighbor.
I
know. I was hoping it'd be Monica Bellucci, but
Man, she is like my older woman, like the perfect older woman. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I was going to make the point that if you're going to be a babyface, don't be afraid to pick generic, catchy themes that parents will like your AC/DCs or your I don't know, like your AC/DC, just something that people can clap along to.
Yeah, that's a good part of what makes a good theme, I think, is something that people can sing along to or clap along to. Like Bobby Roode's "Glorious."
Oh yeah,
everybody sings it as he comes in.
Here's the thing. Don't pick WWE music as well as your music. I've been at shows where people have done that, and it's like it's weird, especially. I can understand at a camp show it's kind of funny. Like I think they ribbed someone by making them come out to John Cena's music one time.
Oh yeah, I had that story.
Yeah.
I'd love that too.
But like, you're not Triple H. Don't come out to Triple H's music. But Motorhead, fine. AC/DC's Back in Black, grand. The Final Countdown, that can work.
Yeah, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of value in having a recognizable song. Especially if you're a white meat baby face, you might as well take something that's going to get a a cheap pop. If nobody's going to know
Yeah.
who you are, they at least going to know your song, and they can sing along to it, clap along to it, stamp their feet, and boom, you've already got them invested a little bit. And you're a cheap pop, but you're trying to get every pop you can, I guess.
Was it Harold Thrilligan used to come out to Best Around? You're the best around.
Yeah, another great one that a crowd can sing along to.
Yeah, and like, yes, it's generic, and yes, it's dad rock, but you need to, like the slightest thing that can even just get the parents involved in the show will help a lot. Yeah.
Love it. Worst wrestling themes. What's a really rubbish wrestling theme that guys come out to?
Oh God.
I mean, obviously we've got loads of generic sounding themes.
I hated Eric Bischoff's.
Oh, I'm back and better than ever. Loads of people love that one. I'm trying to think. Like a lot of times, they, especially WCW, would use like literally royalty-free entrance music.
Or songs that were blatant covers of other songs. I remember one. Was it someone used to come out to "Smells Like Teen Spirit"? And I can't remember who it was, but it was
DDP. Yeah.
Was it? Oh yeah. Ugh.
Self high five. Ding, 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 ding. It was blatantly. I don't know how they got away with some of these rip-off covers.
Exactly. What's the word I heard? Legally different enough, I think, was something like that.
Yeah.
Have you got any examples of like just bad wrestling themes? Because let me go through.
I don't know if you ever listened to the WWE ECW. At that point, they had Marcus Corvon, who was Monty Brown in TNA, and he came out to like I can't even describe it, like a jazz. I mean, the dude called himself the Alpha Male, and he came out to a female black singer, like very stereotypical Southern jazz.
Oh my God, I'm listening to it now. That's like what's his name? The cat Ernest Miller would come out to.
Yeah,
it's like sort of James Brown-esque.
James Brown-esque.
And he's like supposed to be a big powerhouse.
Yeah.
You're going down. Why? Oh God.
Completely. I was like, did you even meet the guy before you picked the entrance music? He's an absolutely massive beast of a human being. And he calls himself the Alpha Male, and you gave him that.
That's not good. WWE ECW, like Sandman's one, I remember, was pretty bad.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's no way it's ever going to live up to Enter Sandman. So whatever they gave him was going to sound very generic and awful.
Oh, that was terrible. Rob Van Dam's TNA theme.
Oh, Rob Van Dam. The whole damn show.
Dun 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 dun. Rob Van Dam. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Ugh, that was bad as well.
Of course, we Right to Censor.
Oh God.
Which was just an annoying siren. It's absolutely. But I guess that's what they were going for. So I guess it kind of worked.
I'm trying to remember what Sandman's theme was. I'm gonna Google it now. The Bellas theme. I hated the Bellas theme.
What was the Bellas theme?
I've blocked it from my memory. I don't know. It was the you can look but you can't touch. Ugh.
There's some songs that are so bad that they're good.
Bree mode. I hated that.
Oh God, yeah.
Bree mode. Oh, fuck that song.
Yeah. Songs that are so bad they're good. I was gonna say William Regal's Man's Man.
Oh yep. He's a man.
Hilariously camp and enjoyable for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, there's a lot like that. Like songs that you'd listen to on headphones but never out loud. What else was there? Billy and Chuck's theme was always catchy.
Oh yeah. Billy Gunn had another one just before Assman, of course. Yeah. And also he had when he was the one, Billy Gunn had this awful jazz saxophone music.
I don't remember. Yeah. So bad it's good. Let's have a
Yeah.
think. Again, like ones I'm just thinking ones that I think are like funny, but I would never listen to them in public, like Val Venus.
Yes. But that's again, suited him so well.
Yes, yeah, because it's a
Brilliant
wrestling
pulls.
theme.
Yeah.
It's not like a radio song or something.
No, but it certainly suits a porn star. So brilliant.
Rikishi's heel music.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm a bad man.
Well, he went from obviously Too Cool's really distinctive music, which everybody loved, and yeah, it just really kind of like solidified how
Ugh.
they dropped the ball on his heel turn.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
That song just sums up disappointment.
Yeah. Ugh.
X Factor had a awful theme by Uncle Cracker. Again, that might fall under so bad it's good.
Yeah. X Factor went through like 5 different themes in like a year, didn't they?
Yeah,
I got everything I ever wanted, and that was a good one.
I swear I came on in my gym once, just completely out of nowhere, and I was the only person in the gym at the time. Was like, oh, nobody's believing me. This came on. The Mountie, I was going to say, sings his own theme.
Oh, yeah. Been,
they do like a wrestler who sings his own theme, though. Obviously, the most famous one being Shawn Michaels originally sung his theme before, I believe, Sensational Sherry took it over.
Oh God, yeah. They did like no. They did someone before, but then they did a version with Sherry, which was awful. So they got rid of it and brought back the original one. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Didn't Edge have like a really bad one at one point?
Yeah, You Think You Know Me, generic one. I wouldn't say it was awful, but it's just pretty much the same one he had.
Okay.
With Christian. Honky Tonk Man sang his intro music.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I think it was like from like I don't know, 98 onwards they got really good. Like the ones from like early 90s were really lame and generic, like Yokozuna's theme, and apart from Hulk Hogan's. Oh, so bad it's good. Man Called Sting.
Man Called Sting.
He does this. He does that.
He's as quick as a cat, and he hits him with the bat.
God damn, that was bad. Yeah.
I just say TNA's got some terrible. They did the same thing WCW did, and that they ripped off real music like Christian's theme, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Christian's theme I liked.
But it was a rip-off of Evanescence, I believe.
Yeah, he's using it again in AEW, I think.
Yeah, it was very, very similar. So sometimes it does work, ripping off a theme.
AJ Styles had 2. One of them was really good, and the other one was like a rap song. And I don't know.
One of them was a rip-off of, I don't want to say Papa Roach.
That sounds about right, but his rap one is
yeah, there's plenty of awful themes where it goes through all of them, but yeah, that's what makes a bad theme is it doesn't suit you, or it's annoying, or it's just hilarious. Yeah. Go on. Who had the first entrance theme? I've heard Ric Flair, and I've also heard the Road Warriors. I've also heard the Freebirds.
Yes, Freebirds. That's what I heard.
I'm also thinking like surely like boxers used to come out to like wrestling themes. Oh, not wrestling themes, but music. Is wrestling like the first? Did it make coming out to music a standard thing? Because obviously boxers and UFC fighters come out to music now, but I assume boxers back in the 60s or 50s or whatever came out to some sort of song. But
who was the first ring walk song? Yeah.
If it wasn't the Freebirds, it was definitely either Ric Flair or the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Road Warriors coming out to Iron Man, of course. and Flair coming out to their timeless, what do you call it, moon landing song, Space Odyssey song.
Space Odyssey,
yeah.
Like I've always thought it was Freebirds, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's hard to imagine wrestling without that though. Like just coming out to silence.
They've done it a few times in modern day where wrestlers would come out to silence. Most recently, Tommaso Ciampa used to come out to just nothing but boos, which would kind of suit his character after he turned on old Johnny Wrestling. He would come out for a while, just out to nothing, and it was great because people just despised him that much. Like the boos almost became his music.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he also got a banger of a theme tune as well, which is one of my favorite most recent ones. No One Will Survive, which sounds like Taz's music at the start. The heartbeat going on the heart rate monitor, dropping out.
Nice.
It's so good. Taz had a great theme as well.
He did have a great theme. Yeah. That's also a thing that makes a good wrestling theme. You can hum it or just like do a couple bars and everyone will go, oh yeah, that probably goes. Yeah, I remember that. Like if you just go nee. Like there was a running gag at the wrestling school where people would do the Jushin Thunder Liger beginning, the no, and everyone would join in because it's so catchy. Or the Mad Kurt theme because it's so catchy, which I'm not going to hum because I won't be able to get out of my head if I do.
It's like Baby Shark. Ugh. Yeah, it is the Baby Shark of wrestling.
It's an earworm, yeah. Despise them.
Okay. One other thing I was going to ask is not so much wrestler entrance themes, but pay-per-views used to have their own music. I don't know if you remember, like No Mercy. Yeah. He used to have a Jim Johnson produced one, which is absolutely amazing. And there's another one, Armageddon, I think, had its own theme.
Well, the most infamous one is WrestleMania 17, right?
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
My Way, yeah.
Yeah. I literally can't hear that song without like hearing Jim Ross's the hype up video before the main event, him talking about The Rock and Steve Austin. And whenever that song plays in my head, I put Jim Ross's commentary over the top of it. It's been that ingrained in me. I've watched it so many times.
That must have been what inspired like the countless YouTube fan covers of stuff, like the compilations.
Yeah, I love it. I love a good compilation video or a tribute video with music over the top.
One of the first ones I remember was Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Oh, for the Invasion, of course, that was your first pay-per-view you listened to. So
perfect.
Yeah, again, another song that I wouldn't ever be able to listen to without associating it with either the Invasion, or they also brought it back for the ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view. I don't know why, because it was like 10 years old at that point. But I guess
it probably had like a long-term deal on it, or could get it cheap because it hadn't been in the charts in so long.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to talk about. Is what do you think is the most expensive song they shelled out for, like existing song?
Oh God,
I'm just thinking it probably would have to be Voodoo Child for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would have been like a new, because it tends to be when it's new. So if it was something like Ultra Bridges Metalingus was like 3 years old at the time, so they could have got that on the cheap because it wasn't a single either.
They've had it for so long as well. Do they have to pay like new royalties every year?
Depends on the type of deal you're paying for. Like you can pay for a long term. It's the kind of thing that screwed over the Tony Hawk games, was they paid for a short term deal.
And so when they remade it, they can.
Yeah, they had to remake the deals. Yeah, when it's not a single like that, or This Fire Burns or something, you can get away with that kind of thing. But Voodoo Child is an iconic song, and that's Jimi Hendrix. But
can't believe they managed to get that.
Yeah. But then you'd be doing it from the estate, so that might have been cheaper than actually speaking to the artist. Imagine maybe a Motorhead. No, because then he's mates with Triple H. Might have got it on the cheap. Most expensive theme. That's a good one.
I mean, obviously Sandman had Enter Sandman for One Night Stand, but that was only for that one night, and they dubbed it over on obviously the network versions of it. DVD re-releases. So they've done that with a few. Like Triple H came out to Metallica a few times at WrestleMania, and I think they've gone back and dubbed it over because obviously they only pay for it for one night, and they're like, screw you.
Yeah. I feel like WCW might have paid a lot for Metallica as well, because they used Seek and Destroy, was it?
Oh, did they use the actual Seek and Destroy? I thought they did a rubbish rip-off version. But
I could be wrong.
That would probably cost them a fortune.
Yeah.
I'm sure they used a lot of Kiss music as well, because they actually had a wrestler called the Kiss Demon, of course. So
yeah. Trying to think. Imagine Cult of Personality probably wasn't expensive because that was like a 90s song and that wasn't in the charts, and it made it in the charts.
It's quite niche as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea what the most expensive wrestling song could be. But maybe that Kiss one, I'm thinking, because it's Kiss and Gene Simmons and they're notorious for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And WCW were throwing money around at the time, so that could have been it. If you're going to ask me to just pick one to guess, that would be it. But yeah.
It can be a pricey business, wrestling themes.
Yeah, well, licensing things in general, as someone who has to license images for work and things, contracting them is a bitch.
Nightmare, yeah.
Yeah. The themes now are still good. It's weird, like sometimes NXT will use like...
They used Slipknot before?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is they used Slipknot once.
But they use quite out there songs as well. They use Baby Metal.
Yep,
which,
yep.
It's freaking awesome. But you wouldn't, it's not like a mainstream band. So they go for kind of like little underground bands sometimes.
Yeah, I remember AEW used a country song for the Cody Dusty feud. Really? That was a great song. Yeah, it was called...
I don't remember.
I think it's called Your Shoes or something.
It suits them being, the Rhodes brothers from the South.
Yeah,
from the South, so country would definitely suit them. That's another great theme tune is Gold Dust's theme tune.
Oh, Shattered Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suits him perfectly.
We're
just gonna be sat here like naming like awesome theme songs.
How could we forget Jillian from SmackDown, her Christmas album?
Oh yeah, we could. That's the whole thing in itself, is wrestlers who have made albums.
That too, yeah.
Obviously, hers was a parody. Yeah, hilariously
bad.
Have you
heard it?
I've only heard her entrance theme.
She has a full Christmas.
I know. It's called I Know You Want Me or something. But it's cool they went to the extent to get her, character over, that they would actually produce an awful sounding album.
Yeah.
Means they had, some faith and oomph behind her that she was going to be a star. That they're willing to put that much effort into her.
Jillian, it's called. It is a 7-track EP. Oh my god! It made it to the album charts in the UK. I hate this country.
Well, Fandango's music almost made it into the...
It was in the iTunes chart.
Yeah, it was in the iTunes chart, and it almost made it into the top 50. They almost had to play it on the radio when they used to do the top 50 UK songs, whatever.
The album reached number 20 in the holiday charts, but then it quickly dropped off. Oh, God. Oh, wait. It got re-released in 2010 to add 2 more songs. Oh, my God.
Who else had albums? John Cena had his rap album.
Yeah. The album was called, without hyperbole, the greatest Christmas album of history. Yeah, they had an album. Bad Street USA was was that Freebirds?
Yes,
I know it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, wrestlers that had out like Chris Jericho, clearly.
R-Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Or loves his rapping. Um, I want to say Macho Man also put out an album.
He released a rap album.
Brilliant.
It wouldn't surprise me if Hulk Hogan did one as well, because he's a bassist.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to straight up and say the lie he used to tell was that he got the offer to play bass for Metallica, but turned it down.
I hope that's true. I don't think it's true, but I hope it's true.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan says a lot of things. It's not believe them.
Yeah, he's the kind of person where I imagine a biography of his would be great, but an autobiography, not so much. Oh, that's another topic. Have we done wrestlers' books yet?
No, but we totally have to at some point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jerry the King Lawler has an album called Jerry Lawler Sings.
I don't want to hear him talk, let alone sing.
Terry Funk has an album called The Great Texan.
I can imagine that being pretty good.
Yeah. Macho Man's album. Yeah. What was it called? Be a Man? Oh, Lita, obviously.
Oh, yeah, she plays in a band. Well, a few wrestlers play in a band. I know Alex Shelley has his own band.
Butcher and... oh, what's her name? The ring announcer.
Gillian Hall? Not Gillian Hall. Female ring announcer. Julie...
But she's done like country albums.
Lillian Garcia.
Lillian Garcia. Mickey James has an album.
Oh yeah, she did a bit of country as well.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of crossover. Yeah. There you go, people. You've learnt a lot today, and we're sorry you're gonna have to make a lot of playlists on Spotify.
Yes, but anybody listen to this, please let us know any obscure or awesome wrestling songs that you've
tag
heard
us in Twitter.
Yeah, so I always like listening to new stuff. I don't know about you, but like a good portion of the music I listen to at the gym is wrestling music. It does get you super hyped up, so I'm always on the lookout for more music that gets me hyped up. Please, send us stuff.
Nita Strauss, who did that Shinsuke Nakamura theme, she has a workout playlist. That's pretty damn good.
Is it all similar to?
It's
Nakamura's
all like
music.
No, but it's all like rock and metal songs that are like pretty, get you pumped up kind of stuff.
Is she a singer as well as a guitarist?
No, she's just a guitarist. She's a guitarist. She used to be in an Iron Maiden cover band called the Iron Maidens, and now she's Alice Cooper's guitarist.
You know what that reminds me? Something that they haven't taken advantage of, but I think would be a great idea is, there's hundreds and hundreds of cover bands.
Yes.
And obviously, you can't pay for a band's royalty music. Why not get like a cover band to make original music? So it sounds like they did it with Jack Swagger's theme.
Oh, The Machine Rages On.
Yeah. And it sounded just like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
But obviously it was an original song by a cover band, so...
Well, that was like that WCW-esque thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but instead of it being like a rip-off, it actually sounded quite good because they're making a song for Jack Swagger, so they made the lyrics, tailored to him rather than a direct rip-off of an original song. So,
true.
I don't know why promotions didn't take advantage of that and get some cover bands in that are, sound just like distinctively real bands, and then have them make bands especially for their wrestlers. I think that'd be a missed opportunity.
I agree.
Cool. Right. Well, that's been a fun episode. Anything else?
The meeting hasn't timed out this time, which is a
it's gonna be we started to go for a pee break.
Yeah, that's cool. That's been. We've got things in the pipeline for future episodes, though, haven't we?
We've got so many things. It's just finding time. We've got so many guests, so many topics we've got to go over. We're not going to run out anytime soon.
So if you are enjoying them, if you subscribe, you won't miss them. So if you find any decent wrestling themes that we might have missed, tag us in them on Twitter.
Yes. And just share around this podcast episode wherever you can. We're always trying to get more listeners on. So
yeah, I'm just trying to find our Twitter handles so people can tweet at us. Not
mine
to us,
is
but at us.
Benjamin Black PW on Twitter and Instagram.
I am the Aiden Taylor on Twitter, and my Instagram I don't remember because I haven't been on it in a while. But the Aiden Taylor.
Awesome. Cool.
And
that's
yeah,
been another episode of Getting to Graps with.
Yeah.
Take care, man, and speak to you soon.
You too.
Take care.